Hey guys, so you may have seen our latest video where we highlighted this car here. This is our latest build that we just finished doing. Spent a lot of time on it. We weren't able to document the process of the build as much as we'd like to, just because we've been so busy, but instead we figured we'd give you a walk around on the car. So this is our second VTEC car that we've built. This one is a Type R Japanese Integra engine and transmission. And we did some kind of pretty cool things with this one, so we'll highlight it for you. So to start off, it's an 89 Mini, really cool color. I love this kind of pastel-y battleship gray, and we kind of took this as an inspiration. When the customer came to us, he said that he wanted the car to be super bare bones, super simplistic, everything on toggle switches. It doesn't even have a heater. It's just kind of like we started calling it like the Humvee of minis. So it's just utilitarian, and the kind of color suits that. So it's got this color here. Just exterior wise, there's nothing that gives it away too much. It's got a little bit of seam line right here, and that's about the only thing that gives you the hint of the fact that this is a completely removable front end. So what we did, the front end was completely cut off at this seam line here and then right here, and holding it on, we've got a automotive epoxied stainless steel panel in behind the A panel that comes up here. And then we've got 3 Zeus fasteners on each corner, and then on the front of the car, down below here, there are pins that have polyurethane bushings built into the body here. I can kind of show you. Pop this off. So just have the cover here. So you can see there's a polyurethane bushing, so that isolates the body from the pin, and then it's all just held together with these pins here. So with simply removing those 2 pins and the 3 Zeus fasteners on each side, the whole front of the car comes off. Now you can also see on the exterior here we've got our LED headlights that we run, and you might be wondering, if you take the whole front of the car off, don't you have to unplug the electrical? We thought of that, so let me show you the engine first. So as you can see, we also retained the factory hood with hinges, so when you're just doing normal maintenance and stuff, you don't need to take the whole front of the car up. You can still just take the hood up, show it at car shows and whatnot, but when you do want to do some bigger jobs, you can take the whole front of the car off. So the factory latch, there's the engine. So like I was saying, for the electrical, we loomed everything for the front of the car. All the lights, indicators, and everything are all in these headlights, and they all go through this one plug here, which has a firewall plug here that you just disconnect that, take off the pins, and all the electrical, everything comes off. So that's really handy. Let's show you the engine here. So like I said, it's a Japanese Integra Type R B18 engine and transmission. This is the kind of best B series engine they made, 200 horsepower, and trust me, it's more than enough in this car. So B18 engine, factory intake manifold, we cut, pie sliced, and welded. We've got just a cone filter here, the normal radiator that comes with it. Everything's been really cleaned up. You can see there's a bunch of holes that were normally in the firewall. Those are all been welded up, so it's completely blank. All the wiring is tucked through this one wrapped harness here, made the stainless steel panel. So everything looks super clean. You might notice this bracket here and wondering what this is. Because of the positioning of the intake manifold, because we wanted to retain the factory intake manifold, when we cut it and moved it up, there wasn't enough room for the intake air control valve, so made a blanking plate to block it off, and then externally mounted it, made this special bracket here so it still controls, and it takes air from a T that's right here past the filter for clean manifold, or clean atmospheric air. Goes into the intake air control valve and then back into the intake manifold here. And then, yeah, you can see we had to do a couple other little custom bits here. So the throttle cable mounting bracket here, it's running all brand new fuel lines. They're all AN lines. So we've got dash 6 AN all the way throughout the whole car. And the braking system is completely custom as well. We're running a Wilwood pedal box internally mounted in the car, with the reservoirs internally mounted as well. And then all the lines are Dash 3 AN, and you can see I did 3 bulkhead fittings here, and they're separated. So we've got the clutch line here, which is a straight shot stainless steel line that goes right to the slave cylinder. This one here goes to the rear, and then this one here tees off, and each of these go to one front wheel. So it's really clean. There's one hard line directly to each wheel, so less leak points. And again, these are all Dash 3 AN, really clean and simple. On this car as well, we also rewired the entire car chassis harness as well. So all of the plumbing, all of the electrical, and all of the drivetrain is brand new in this car. So it's essentially a brand new car. When we got it, it was a bare strip shell with no electrical in it as well. So when we did the electrical, we took the liberty of taking out the Prince of Darkness Lucas and putting in a GM wiring harness like we did on our previous build. We really like this. It just proper fuse, proper wire gauge, and everything's fresh, so you know it works. Let's show you around to the interior, because I'm pretty happy with how this turned out as well. Alright, so for the interior of the car, we kept it very minimalist. This car, originally it's an 89, so it had the full-size flat rubber dash here with the dash pads. We removed all of that, painted the rails here to match the exterior of the car. We then created this custom binnacle. So this is a original mini gauge binnacle here, but I cut the front plastic out and I added a Kydex sheet type of plastic onto here with some screws, and then mounted these super cool gauges here. These gauges contain everything, including indicating lights, check engine lights, alternator lights, high beam lights. It's got your speedo, oil pressure, water temp, fuel level, and volts with the tach here. And then with these 2 buttons, you can toggle through different menus, and you can even do quarter mile, eighth mile, 0 to 60 times. You can see your max RPM. So really clean. Everything is terminated in 2 plugs on the back here. So with 2 screws, this comes off, you unplug it, and you can get to everything in the back of the dash. As you can see, we've got our reservoirs for our Wilwood pedal kit here, mounted right on the dash. Clean, easy to see, easy to fill up. The backing here, we did like an automotive felt, and it's we made custom panels that go in the back here, so this is all solid underneath. All of the wiring for the entire chassis of the car is held up underneath here with the fuse box exposed, so you can access all of your fuses. These are all modern mini fuses here. So really easy. You can see right from the pedal box here, we've got AN lines that run soft lines here, because if anyone has one of these Wilwood pedal boxes, you know that they flex a little bit when you really push. So to keep that from being a hard line, we added some soft lines here. They go up directly to the bulkhead fittings, which go into the engine bay. Some other kind of cool little things is we made a stainless steel panel here. Everything is operated on toggle switches. So you've got your lights here, hazards. This is really cool. This shows up if I turn ignition on. I don't know if you can see, darken it out there, but it shows your battery voltage, and it's got 2 USB ports, so you can plug in from there. And then for fun, we added these are blank right now, but don't tell the passenger that. And then over here we've got a rally light. This is really neat. Again, you can turn it on and off. You can use it to read maps. You can turn it like this. And then the shifter, obviously it's an adapted Honda shifter mounted in the factory location. Because of the stock seats we're using right now, we had to add a little extender to it so it doesn't get in your leg. And then you can see right here, this is the ECU. We chose to mount the ECU over here. We're using rubber mounts, so it's isolated from vibration. And other than that, the interior is really minimalist. Like I said earlier, we've got no heater, no radio. Everything's just on the toggles, super clean. All the wiring is tucked away. You can see on the interior here, it's all been truck bed lined with a kind of spackle coat that matches the exterior of the car, which looks really cool, and it's very hard wearing. Again, keeping with the kind of minimalist utilitarian build of the car here. And then let's check out in the boot because there's something kind of cool in there as well. So from the exterior of the car, it looks very simplistic and simple. One of those things is that this filler cap right here looks very normal for Mini. This is actually fake, and you can see when we open this up why. So we have got a 40-liter foam-filled aluminum fuel cell. We are running all AN lines for the fuel lines here. So we've got a pre-filter, and then a pump, and then a post-filter, and then it goes to AN lines that go all the way to the front of the car. Also got the return line right here, vent, and the fuel sender. This is really nice. The fuel cell here is rubber mounted, again to isolate from vibration a little bit. And because obviously with the B18 engine you're using a lot more fuel, so this 40-liter tank really helps out. And then these Holley fuel pump and fuel filters are a great addition for any kind of swap. You can see the other thing we have in the back here, we've got a battery cutoff switch, so you can turn it off, lock the car, and it's just an extra security feature, as well as if in case of any emergency you can turn this off and cuts all the power to the car. Small lightweight battery mounted right in here, and then again you can see the truck bed liner coating, making everything kind of hard wearing and super simplistic. So that's pretty much it for the car. We really enjoyed building this one. This is something that we're really proud of, and I love the way that it turned out, especially that it's kind of understated and a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing. So stay tuned. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, follow our channel. We've got a lot of other cool builds coming up. We'll try to document those for you guys, and thanks for watching. This Mini won't lavish you in luxuries or comforts, but it won't win any awards for... You should do like an alternate take.